Next in focus, Pune, Nagpur and Mumbai, and we have Neha Nagpal on the line with us. Hi Neha, how do we help you?
Hi, I am Neha. I want to purchase a 2 BHK apartment in NIBM Pune. My budget is 40 to 45 lakhs. Could you please help me with this?
Okay, Pune, NIBM Road, 40 to 45 lakhs.
What we are going to be doing is going to be recommending a location called Muhammad Wadi, which is also known as NIBM Annex. Because the budget is 45 lakhs and it will be very difficult for us to be able to get anything on at that price point on NIBM Road as such. And the other micro market that we've got is Undri, which is at quite proximity to Muhammad Wadi as well as NIBM Road. It's about 3 to 4 kilometers away and a very good location and really sought after micro market on the residential side now.
Okay.
Coming to the key data points, both micro markets are well within the range of no danger whatsoever on the inventory overhang side. 14 months for Muhammad Wadi and Undri is 22 months. The weighted average price for Muhammad Wadi shot up to 4,800 rupees a square foot and Undri is 4,300 rupees a square foot. So an opportunity there because the price appreciation of Undri has been very good. It's been about 14% annualized and for Muhammad Wadi it's about 9% annualized. On the recommendations side, we have Florence Margaon Heights by Kolte Patil Developers, a very reputed developer in Muhammad Wadi, trading at 4,400 rupees a square foot. It's spread over 22 acres in 4 phases. Phase 1 and 2 are already complete and families have started living there. The possession is in 2014, but you'll have to pick it up from the resale market. Then the second project is Alcasa by Mantra Properties. This is again in an IBM Annex, Muhammad Wadi. This is a commercial cum residential with 425 apartments and 55 shops inside, spread over 9 acres. This project has got only a mix of 2 and 3 BHK apartments and all the amenities are there, including a cricket pitch. Dhanushri Angan by Atria Constructions. This is in Undri, lower than the other 2 projects, 3,700 rupees a square foot. This project is designed by a US based architect called Organic Design Workshop, and that's a big USP of this project, and it's located near to Kartaj Hadapsar bypass road, which connects it to the Hadapsar and Undri junction railway station just 1 kilometer away.
Neha, within your budget of 40 to 45 lakhs, locations near NIBM Road come in your budget. Muhammad Wadi and Undri is what we're looking at. Projects that we recommend, Florence Margosa Heights by Kolte Patil Developers and Alcasa by Mantra Properties and Dhanashri Angan by Atria Constructions. Nisha Duryodhan wrote us this email. She says, I want to buy a row house in Nagpur. Budget is 20 to 25 lakhs. Please suggest. Plotted development, 20 lakhs?
The recommendations from our side are that it's going to be very difficult for us to be able to recommend villa options. In fact, at that price point, we are recommending apartment options, although one villa option we are recommending, but it's in the peripheral areas.
Okay.
Apartments also are going to be in slightly further off, but we're going to recommend 2 good micro markets, Besa and Kotwada market. These micro markets are reasonably decent in terms of social infrastructure as well, and end users are staying there, so not too investor driven as such, and the inventory is not a lot as well in these micro markets. Just looking at some key data points, the total projects in Besa are only 24 and Outer Ring Road are only 4. These are apartment projects. If you were to look at the weighted average price for the mid segment, for villas it's about 2,500 rupees, and for apartments it's slightly higher at 2,800 rupees because of Besa. Besa is today trading at on an appreciation chart at 36% price appreciation, which is 14% on an annualized basis, which is pretty decent, and Outer Ring Road villas are at about 29% or 12% on an annualized basis. The 3 projects that you can look at are, the first recommendation is Pyramid City 3. This is an apartment complex by Pyramid Group. This is trading at 2,600. It's a self-sustained kind of a project with 14 towers and 2 and 3 BHK apartments and row houses, although row houses will be slightly out of the budget in this project. The second recommendation is Atharva Nagar 2 by Atharva Infrastructure. This is in Besa. This project is under construction but will be completed this year end, approved by all the nationalized banks. Infrastructure of the project is excellent. There are schools, malls, hospitals in close by proximity. And lastly, we have a row house project called the Empyrean by Arcor Group, Outer Ring Road. This is at 2400 rupees a square foot. It's a 152-acre township of row houses, apartments and villas, and located just 500 meters from the Outer Ring Road in Kotwada, near to the IT companies like Wipro, IBM, and also very near to the Mihan project, which will house major Fortune 500 companies as such eventually.
Nisha, we're giving you options in the peripheral areas of Nagpur. Given your budget, Besa and the Outer Ring Road, Kotewada area will be perfect. Both these micro markets are close to the international airport in Nagpur. Railway stations and both markets lie on either side of the Mihan SEZ. Projects we recommend: Pyramid City Phase 3 by Pyramid Group, Atharva Nagari Phase 2 by Atharva Infrastructures, and Empyrean by Arcor Group. Devesh Thakkar has a question for us next. Hi Devesh, how can we help you?
Hi, hello, how are you?
Doing well. What's your question?
See, I had a query. I have seen two of the projects in Mira Road. One is of Lodha, next to the Dahisar Cheknaka, and another is Unique Oram in Mira Road. Now I have looked on both the projects, but my query is which to decide here. If you can help me out with which is more feasible project for me, so if you can suggest.
Okay, Devesh, we'll help you out there. Dahisar East and Mira Road, looking at Lodha, Casa Essenza and Unique Oram. Samir, can you make him take a pick?
Well, there are two separate micro markets altogether. So I think the first choice by Devesh has to be made whether he wants to be in Dahisar or he wants to be in Mira Road, right? If price is a consideration, then Mira Road would be a better choice because you'll get a larger apartment. Trading at 7,500 rupees a square foot is Unique Oram, and Lodha Casa Essenza is trading at 10,800 rupees a square foot. So two important choices have to be made on micro market and size of the project before you go ahead and make your final decision. Lodha, of course, is a luxury project bang on the Western Express Highway near the Dahisar East Cheknaka, and it is a completed project, so no execution risk. Actually, both the projects are completed. Unique Oram also, there is no execution risk. This developer is locally reputed as well. So I think this, from our side, both the projects are equally good. You have to make the choice whether you want to go for a bigger apartment or a smaller apartment. But of course, we think that Lodha is a reputed brand name and also a luxury project. So if you want to look at a luxury project, then that would be a better choice. But you'll have to compromise on the size. The weighted average price of Dahisar is 10,300 rupees a square foot, so it's a little more expensive than the weighted average price, whereas the Mira Road project also is expensive because it's ready, because there the weighted average price is 6,800 rupees a square foot. On the price appreciation charts, both have done equally well, 27 and 30% or 11.5% on an annualized basis. We've got one more project recommendation for you that you may want to consider, but this is in Mira Road, Sanghi Eco City by Sanghi Group. This is Mira Road. This is 7,500 rupees a square foot. This project is available directly with the developer if you want to choose a developer option, that is. And this is spread over 13 acres with 4 acres of green area. So this project has that USP. And this project will be handed over in 2015, whereas the other projects are already ready to move in.
Okay. Moving on, with hundreds of aging buildings, redevelopment is on the top of the mind for most Mumbaikars. Societies by the dozen are wooed by developers looking to expand into prime localities. However, in the rush to redevelop, there have been many instances of projects left unfinished and residents left homeless. So what should you look out for before you decide to go in for redevelopment? Nikhil Sivadas talks to experts and gets you this checklist.
Redevelopment is a big theme in land-starved Mumbai. Developers are in a mad rush to convince residents to allow them to tear down their old buildings and put up larger houses in their place. While that is a win-win proposition, homeowners should not overlook the dark side of opting for this. Numerous societies have signed up for redevelopment only for projects to remain stuck in limbo for years altogether. So what can residents do to ensure that the redevelopment process goes off without a hitch?
Getting a feasibility study done by a good consultant. By that, the society and the residents know that what is the true potential of their premises, and when subsequently they reach out to developers, they know which developers are quoting realistic terms, which developers are quoting really optimistic terms, and they can very well validate the developers' proposals in line with the feasibility study that they have done.
The next step is to ensure that residents are taken care of while construction takes place. This simple checklist will go a long way in making sure of that. Vacate the building only after all approvals in the form of intimation of disapproval are in place. This process can take a while and will save you the trouble of relocating early. Ensure that the agreement contains a delay clause specifying when the project will be completed and the penalties if the builder delays it. Residents are entitled to rental payments from the developer for the duration of the redevelopment. The extent and limit for these payments must be clearly mentioned. Finally, and very crucially, ensure that a rental escalation clause is present to account for hikes in rent during the redevelopment process.
The credibility of the developer does come into play. In terms of escalation, one can't predict what the escalation should be. A reasonable escalation would be 10%. In case the rents have escalated beyond what is put on the paper, then they have the developer's ear, and to ensure that they are not put into that kind of discomfort. And we have been escalating rents beyond whatever we have put on paper as a brand. So again, it comes back to the credibility problem.
But what options do residents have when a project remains stuck with no movement from the developer's side?
If it is on account of developers' delay, the society can recover the money in terms of bank guarantee, and if the delay is massive, the society has the right of cancelling that agreement and appointing a new developer.
These are just a few of the ways in which residents can ensure that they are not at the mercy of the government or builders. After all, redevelopment is vital for Mumbai's growth. All it needs is a little bit of care and caution to ensure that the process benefits both the residents as well as the builder. From Mumbai, Nikhil Shivdas, NDTV.
Time for a small breather. Coming up on the other side, a report on why there are so few takers for the low-cost housing segment in Bangalore. Also coming up, high-end options in Hyderabad under 1 crore.